Howdy, this is James Ward, and you are on episode 3 of Back of the Napkin. Today we are talking about the anatomy of a gremlin. For those of you that are new, in episode 1 and 2 we talked about the dance of life, and particularly how a part of our unconscious mind that we're calling the gremlin shows up both to protect us from embarrassment by creating a mask of how we show up for the world, but also to kind of keep us in a position of self-doubt. So today we're going to go a little deeper on that exploration, and as a framework for our discussion, we're going to use some insights from the book Mental and Emotional Release by Dr. Matt James. There will be a link to it in the comments section below. But let's get our fresh napkin and get to work. So what we talked about with the gremlin was that a situation happens that we weren't capable of processing. So, for example, let's say we were teased on the playground in our formative years. Now, in that moment, our unconscious mind basically deemed the experience as bad, and we needed to make it mean something. And so we decided to make it mean something negative about ourselves. And in that moment, through the sadness, the frustration, the anger, several meanings may have came out, right? There's something wrong with me. Nobody likes me. But for the sake of this example, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm not good enough. Now, the way things work, as soon as we have a thought, our unconscious mind starts going out and actually looking for evidence of it, right? So we fast forward into the future, and let's say we are not picked for a team. So when we're not picked for the team, we're feeling that sting of rejection again. We're feeling the sadness, maybe the frustration, and our unconscious mind throws back up the meaning, hey, I'm not good enough, right? And the interesting part is, at this level, we begin to figure out we can avoid embarrassment, we can avoid the ridicule, the rejection, really any of these negative emotions by just behaving a different way. And so we actually create a mask, right? Our mask is created, and behind it, let's say we find our first love. This is a positive memory, right? We found first love. However, what unconsciously is being reinforced is I'm not good enough by myself, so this mask is what enabled me to get this good thing, right? Then fast forward, and let's say we're dumped for someone else. Well, once again, that emotion, that rejection starts to show up. We assign meaning to it that I'm not good enough. And as we go on into the future, every situation where rejection shows up or that meaning of I'm not good enough starts to get added. And this series of emotion is basically creating what is known as a gestalt. Now, a gestalt is basically just several emotions connected together that are around a single subject or a single meaning. So let's say rejection, right? Anytime rejection is possible in our lives, the gestalt's going to remind us of all of this emotion, and we feel it all at once. Well, the gestalt is basically where the gremlin gets its strength, so we're going to call it the gremlin buffet. Now, the kind of fun thing about this is that even from a young age, this gremlin is working for us. See, what it wants to do is protect us from anything that might harm us or interfere with our ability to function in society. Now, the challenge is, as we continue along this path of life, right, the strategies developed by a 5-year-old doesn't necessarily work for me today. Now, what starts to happen is we start to live into this reality. So how many times have you found yourself in a similarly toxic relationship or working for the same overly demanding boss? How many times have you felt rejected? How many times have you felt taken advantage of or undervalued, right? You might wonder why the same old situation keeps playing out in your life over and over again. Well, hashtag meet your gremlin. Look forward to diving a little deeper with this on a future episode of Back of the Napkin or on a personalized discovery call, which you can sign up for at jameswardcoaching.com. Once again, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to speaking with you.